YouTube, man. Let's close this. Get this light. Get this light right. Sun been out. Before I even get started, man, subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Instagram, like the Facebook page. The people that's been hitting me up in the messages, man, I'm gonna try to put some more videos together. Sometimes I feel like recording, and sometimes I don't. Then sometimes I be feeling like certain things I don't think would be the best to talk about. But you know, with everything that's been going on this week in the trucking world, with Celadon closing down, and just, you know, with a lot of stuff, is like, you know, the conversations need to get more serious, and you know, it need to be more thought put into, you know, driving trucks just locally or over the road or on operator or whatever you doing. But you know, we need to start taking what we do more serious, because a lot of times these companies try to downplay what we do, like it's not a big deal what we do, but what we do is major to the economy, to just everything, how everything work. And you know, we need to just start taking trucking more serious. So that's what I plan on doing in the future. Just, you know, put my perspective out on just more things moving forward. But if you see the title of this video, it's I put down $17,000 for a used truck. Right now, I ran into this driver. I ran into this owner operator, because with Landstar, it's everybody owner operator. So you know, you kind of get different methods and different ways that people started their business to become an owner operator and different things. And you can tell the guys that put in a lot of thought into what they're doing and they're successful, and you got some guys who just, you know, want to get in the truck by any means necessary, and it's not necessarily the best way long term. Because one thing about when you become a business owner, especially owner operator, it's like you have to be thinking long term. If you thinking short term, being a business owner really ain't for you. But I'm gonna get into how I met this guy, this owner operator that put down $17,000 on a used truck. I was at a customer getting unloaded, and so this guy came up to me. And he was looking at my truck. So he says, what year is your truck? I said 2016. He said, oh, mine was 2015. You know, kind of gave this little weird laugh, and I'm like, okay. He said, he asked me how much no, then he said, well, where you get your truck from? I said, I got my truck from Long Mountain out of Tifton, Georgia. Then he says, got my truck from Arrow. Okay. So, you know, and that's one thing about owner operators that I've come to realize, is that a lot of guys who, you know, who have made the sacrifice and got their truck from outside place and brought it somewhere, they want to talk about it. So that's kind of how the conversation kind of went. And so he said, yeah, well, I just got the truck about 3 months ago. I was like, okay, you know, congratulations. He said, yeah, my last truck kept breaking down. It was older, so I went ahead and traded it in and get this truck. So in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, this guy put down for his used truck. He put that down to get this newer truck that he in. He said, oh yeah, I had to put, you know, trade my truck in for collateral, and I had to put down some money. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, well, how much they give you for your truck? He said, oh, about $8,000. I said, oh, okay, that was good for your truck. They get $8,000. He said, yeah, and I had to put down $9,000 with it. And I just froze, because I'm like, okay, so you put down $9,000 and you traded in your truck, but in his mind, he won because his note was $1,700. And this is where in trucking drivers get taken advantage of because they know drivers look at the short term. They look at the short term, and that's how everybody in this industry takes advantage of drivers. Like, just because your note is lower and you got a used truck, not saying anything is wrong with it. Not saying anything is wrong with it at all. But if you, just for me, long term, I would have rather went another route, because if you get a used truck, you don't know what's wrong with that truck. And a lot of these warranty companies are real funny. So it's a real gamble for you to put down $17,000 on a used truck with 500,000 miles on it, with only 2 years worth of warranty on it. That's not really a win to me. And it's like, in trucking, man, we gotta start thinking more long term. And these conversations kind of need to, people need to put out more realer perspective on things that they do, because people really watch these videos and take them to heart because they want to actually get in a position that they see other drivers in. And a lot of times you see a driver on their own truck, it doesn't really, it depends on how they got into that truck more than them just having a truck. Like, okay, you got your truck, but then your note so high, just like guys that caught up in these Snyder financing all these balloon payments, and it's a used truck, and it's a big down payment. It's like, these big trucking conglomerates are getting over and making money hand over fist, all because they know majority of guys are looking at the short term and not the long term. And you know, owner operators really need to try to change how we do things moving forward, because, you know, I'm at least on the Landstar, and it's like, I was in actually the same customer where I met the driver that put down $17,000 for the new truck. One of the company guys came knocked on my door. He asked me, was I making any money at Landstar? And, you know, and that's a whole nother video within itself, because, you know, how much money you can make being an owner operator, being at Landstar, just being at any owner operator company, period. It's not a flat, it's not a dry cut and dry answer, because everybody's lifestyle is different, and it's gonna vary from person to person. But this customer came up to me, he said, he asked, do I make any money at Landstar? And I said, yeah, I do okay. He said, yeah, because a buddy of mine just quit his job and put down his life savings. I don't know if he said life savings, but he said he put down his whole savings to get a truck to come to Landstar. And he had a trucking job where he had benefits and been there a while. And the guy said, yeah, my buddy just left to come over there. And he wanted to wonder how it was, because, you know, he was kind of wondering about how his buddy was doing, because he know most guys don't tell the truth about how they really doing. And but just to hear that this guy quit his local job that he'd been at for a long time and took all his savings to get into a truck, man, that's a big step for a lot of people, you know. And so if we don't do things better and not playing the victim and start really taking accountability for what we do out here in our future, man, because a lot of people watch these YouTube videos and on Instagram and social media and really take it to heart, and really take a lot of people's experiences into their decision making as far as what they want to do as far as being on an operator. And so that was pretty much all I got today, man. A job put down $17,000 for a used truck, but his note $1,700, but he got 4 years on that used truck for 500,000 miles, $1,700 down. He put down a used truck and $9,000. So y'all let me know in the comments if that was a good idea. Was it a good business move, long term or short term, however y'all think. And yeah, subscribe, man. I'm start coming with more owner operator situations, because I think when they're broken down in a real form and not being judgmental, I think it's really helpful for guys who are owner operators, people who are trying to come in to be an owner operator. And I'm rambling. It's been about 10 minutes, so I'm gonna cut this one short. But yeah, subscribe to the channel, man. Follow me on the gram, like me on Facebook. All right, I'll catch y'all on the next one. All right, peace.